about this issue, but we won't get anywhere unless we discuss things calmly and sensibly.
But there's no point in even having a discussion. There's nothing anybody can do about it. We're leaving and that's it.
And what about those of us who want to remain? Surely everyone can see the benefits of us staying.
But it's out of our hands, we're leaving, get used to it.
What if we don't have to? What if there's where we could stay?
Order! Thank you. Now look, I know that leaving primary school is a big issue and that many of you will miss it terribly. We'll miss all of you too, but like Freya says, it happens to us all at some point and we have to accept it.
Exactly, so there really is nothing else to say on the matter.
Hang on, can't we put forward our case for staying? If we can convince everyone that this is such a perfect place for us to be, we might not have to go to secondary school, at least for a few years.
Well, okay, Saturday's over and we've eased up on the workload a little bit, so why not? Let's have a debate.
We're heading for a Prexit. The time's arrived and we are on our way. A primary school exit. But do we want to leave or do we want to stay? There's one thing we've learned of late. There's always two sides in every debate. The lines are drawn, it's getting tense. There'll be no sitting on the fence. We're heading for a Prexit. The time's arrived and we are on our way. A primary school exit. But do we want to leave or do we want to stay? Some of us are clinging on, and others accept it's time we were gone. So how do we unite each side and reach across the great divide? We're heading for a Prexit. The time's arrived and we are on our way. A primary school exit. But do we want to leave or do we want to stay? Prexit. The time's arrived and we are on our way. A primary school exit. But do we want to leave or do we want to stay?
Okay then, let's hear what you have to say.
Right, for starters, primary school is a real nurturing place where helped and we're cared for a lot more than we will be at secondary school. 11 years of age is too young to give this up.
Yes, but by this age, we should be getting more independent, you know. Working things out for ourselves. It's how we grow up.
But I can't imagine not having teaching assistants in our lessons to help us when the going gets tough.
Exactly, and the amazing colourful displays they put up around the place. You don't get that at secondary school, or those sympathetic hugs when you've had a bump in the playground. It makes all the difference.
Exactly, so there really is nothing else to say on the matter.
It is, but I can see their point. There were times when having another pair of grown-up hands in the classroom really saved the day.
Today, we will learn how to find the area of a right-angle triangle. Has everyone got a worksheet?
I haven't, Mr. Harris.
Would you like me to make a copy, Mr. Harris?
If you wouldn't mind, Mrs. Cooper. Now, how do we find the area of a regular four-sided shape?
You count up the squares.
Well, that's what you would do in year 2. Thank you, Mrs. Cooper. Now, how do we do it in year 6? Come on, think about the dimensional properties.
So what?
Think about the length and the width. Oh yes, you multiply length by the width. I remember. Well, of course you remember now. You've been told. Thank you for your input, Mrs. Cooper. Actually, Mrs. Cooper, we seem to be short on a few rulers for the practical activity. Would you like me to fetch the lectures, if you don't mind, Mrs. Cooper? Now, what calculation do we use to find the area of a right-angle triangle? Yes?
Multiply length by the width.
Aha! Caught you out! Thank you, Mrs. Cooper. No, did I mention the properties of a triangle are dissimilar to those of its quadrilateral cousin? Why does the notion of length and width need refining when it comes to trigonometry?
What? Why doesn't a triangle have a length or width like a rectangle or a square? Think about the word try means.
Oh, I know. A triangle only has 3 sides, so you can't multiply its length and width together to find the area. It just wouldn't work.
It's obvious when someone tells you, isn't it?
But she didn't.
Whatever. Now look at the boards. I demonstrate how we calculate the area of a right angle triangle. First, we measure the base of the triangle, then the perpendicular side to the point that meets the hypotenuse. By halving this base and times it by the perpendicular side, we generate the area. Any questions?
Could you please explain that again? What's a hippopotamus?
The hypotenuse is the side opposite the angle created by the base meeting the perpendicular side.
What?
Oh, come on. I really... Yes, what is it?
Please, can I class borrow your oil pastels?
Would you like me to deal with that, Mr. Harris? If you don't mind, Miss Cooper. Good. Now to continue. The hypotenuse is really the bisection of an associated quadrilateral.
Please, I don't know what you mean.
Look, you have the... What is it now?
Our teacher can't make the computer work. Can you help?
Would you like me to deal with that, Mr. Harris? No, Mrs. Cooper, I'll go. I'm the ICT coordinator. Now, lying on, you can complete the area problems on your worksheets.
Please help! Please help!
Can we sit on the carpet? Let's sort it out. Right. What's the area of this shape?
80.
Excellent. Now look. I'm dividing the rectangle in half with a diagonal line. What have I made?
2 right angle triangles.
That's right. Now, can you see that the area of one of the triangles is?
Exactly half of the area of the rectangle.
You got it! Now, oh, sorry. No, Mrs. Cooper, you carry on. Oh, okay. Right. So, if a rectangle with a width or base of 8 and a length or height of 10 has an area of 80, then a...
Right angle triangle with a base of 8 and a height of 10 must have an area of 40. Half the base times the height. Yeah!
Excellent. Now go back to your places and try and work out the area of the triangle on the sheet. If there's any problems, just ask. Yes, come in.
Sam in our class didn't make it to the toilet in time. He needs sorting.
Would you like me to deal with that, Mrs. Cooper?
If you wouldn't mind, Mr. Harris.
Who's a whiz with scissors and a staple gun? Who will always get the impossible done? Who can liven up the dullest wall and finish in no time at all? Laughing off a paper cut that would make a grown man cry. Hey, TA! Now it gets in the way. wanted to, including A3 double-sided. How we'll never know. Hey TA, you're on the PVA. Poster paints and play to brighten up our day. Hey TA, you're with us all the way. At work, at rest, at play to brighten up our day. TA, 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 TA,
Our teaching assistants are incredibly valued in this school. I totally understand why that's a reason you'd want to stay here.
Yes, okay, but let's start thinking about all the benefits there'll be in our leaving primary school.
Oh, I've got one after school clubs. Just think of all the different ones we'd be able to take part in at secondary school. So many more than if we stayed here.
Rubbish. We get to do so much more at school. The arts give up a lot of their time to provide us with a wide and varied programme of extracurricular activities.
That's right. We'll be giving up the chance to join lots of after-school clubs if we leave here.
Really? Name them then.
Okay, I will. Well, on top of all the sports clubs like football, netball, cricket, hockey, basketball, there's art club, drama club, gardening club.
I can't wait till 3:30. After school clubs start today.
I know. When I took the letter home, my parents couldn't believe the choice of stuff to do. I didn't know which ones to go for.
My own sister was so jealous. She said that her after-school club at secondary nothing compared to ours.
Have you got your permission slips? Miss Archer said we had to hand them in today.
I haven't been able to concentrate on my work all day. Just thinking about what's in store for me after school. What did you guys choose in the end?
I was going to, but I thought this one would be way more fun.
I know what you mean, but I figured I could do this one this time and that one next time. You know, when it gets a bit colder.
Okay, everyone, that's the end of school. Those of you doing after-school clubs, go and get changed and report back here as quickly as possible. The teachers taking the clubs will collect you and escort you to activities. Oh, and don't forget your permission slips.
yes!
Well, Miss Archer, where are they all?
Just getting changed, Mr. Cherry. Won't be long.
They better not be. There's a lot to get through. I really hope you've not taken on too much. I've not done anything like this for an after-school club before. You know, I'm not even sure if it's legal.
It'll be fine, Miss Baker. Anyway, if they all have their permission slips from their parents, we're covered. Look, here they come.
Firstly, we have everyone sign permission slips.
And may I say how nice it is to see so many of you attending clubs. I wouldn't miss it for the world, Mrs. Baker. Parachuting club, wow. Ah, yes. Now before we start, we do have a few announcements. You notice only 3 teachers are here today. Miss Elliott, Miss Sharma, Mr. Peters and Miss Collins are all off sick today.
Which means ballroom dancing club, Formula 1 motor racing club, beekeeping club, and parachuting club have been cancelled.
What? No! I know, such a disappointment. However, on the brighter side, 3 of us here, alive and kicking. So you're welcome to join either Scuba Diving Club, Michelin Standard Cookery Club, or Arctic Exploration Club.
Well, I'm hardly dressed for any of those. But hey, never mind. I'm still going to have fun.
We do have a few more announcements.
If
If you read the small print at the bottom of these slips, which your parents have signed, you'll see that it quite clearly states that the content and nature of all lesser school clubs are entirely at the teacher's discretion and may be changed without notice at any time.
So in accordance with this, the content and nature of Scuba Diving Club, Michelin Standard Cookery Club and Arctic Exploration Club have been changed due to unforeseen circumstances.
Change? What do you mean?
Well, if you'd each take an apron and bucket between two, all will become clear.
Aprons and buckets, what exactly is the new content and nature of our after-school activity?
You tell them?
No, you tell them.
I'll tell them. Children, today's after-school club is one that will challenge you, push you to extremes, build team spirit, and give you a real sense of achievement.
Really? What is it?
The club which you've all chosen to join and which your parents have given signed consent for you to participate in is called...
Yes!
Washing Your Teacher's Cars Club!
You're joking!
But we were promised ballroom dancing and motor racing.
Scuba and Arctic exploring. Beekeeping, Michelin Standard cookery.
And parachuting. Well, how do you got you all to turn up? Now, come on, those cars will wash themselves.
It's the end of the day, I put my books away and I'm waiting for the last bell to ring and then I'll be heading out the door. But I'm not homeward bound, I'll be sticking around with my extracurricular activity starts at 3:30. I can choose from football, netball, drama, dance, French for beginners or the more advanced, keep fit, hairdressing, archery, or even Michelin star cookery. I acknowledge the fact that a grounding in maths is important, and I see there's a need to be able to read and to write. But what I really love is all the other stuff that school lays on when the work is done to occupy some of my spare time. I can choose from cricket, rugby, tennis, gym, clarinet, percussion or the violin, plumbing, bricklaying, carpentry, or how to qualify to drive an HGV. History is alright and geography's quite interesting. As for science, oh yes, as a subject I guess it ain't bad. But what goes on outside the classroom is what I love to do for the whole day through. Oh, how divine to fill my time, choosing from painting, sculpture, pottery, beekeeping, farming or forestry, sailing a yacht in Fort Gales, or even scuba diving with humpback whales, driving cars in a Grand Prix race, manning a mission into outer space, developing alternatives to fossil fuels, all of it's on offer after school. Honest?
Well, if that was your experience of extracurricular activities, I can see why some of you are eager to leave.
The thing I'm looking forward to is that secondary school will be so much bigger.
Yeah, we'll have lots of different teachers and different lessons and different classrooms.
There'll be so many new people to meet. It feels like I've got to know everyone here now. It's time for some fresh faces.
but I like the fact that we know everybody here. We're like a family. The teachers, the teaching assistants, the cooks, the cleaners, Mr. Handy, the premises officer.
I'm really going to miss him. He's so jolly and knows all of our names. He's like a DIY superstar, always fixing stuff and keeping this place running smoothly. Whenever things need sorting, he's on hand.
I always thought they should give him his own TV show, like that Nick Nose fella. He could go around taking on DIY challenges.
Our own premises officer presenting a DIY show. Well, that would be entertaining viewing.
Welcome to DIY Distress, the show where I, Sam Handy, school premises officer, come to the rescue of someone in school who has a maintenance crisis. People write to me with many problems, such as a flickering bulb in a classroom or something more serious, like a collapsed ceiling in the head's office. No job's too big or too small. Now, before I read this week's letters, let's meet my skilled crew.
Hi, I'm Chippy, and I'm an expert in carpentry and joinery.
Hi, I'm Sparky and I'll take care of anything electrical.
Hi, I'm Bricky and I'm a whiz with cement and a trowel. I'm Pipes. I sort out those little drips in school. No, not the infants.
Thanks, guys. Okay, let's get on. We've shortlisted 10 letters from which you, the viewers, will decide is the most urgent. That one will be the maintenance challenge we'll take on this week. So, Chippy, read the first letter.
Right, here goes. Dear Sam, please would you find time to retrieve my 16 footballs from the roof of the school hall. My dad says my poor accuracy is costing him a fortune and refuses to buy me any more. Yours, Thomas, Year 4.
Well, Thomas, you might be lucky. Let's have another letter, Sparky.
Dear Sam, we'd be grateful if you would install another 10 power sockets in Year 6 classroom. They are not enough for all of us to recharge our mobile phones, which leave many of us unable to look at Instagram during afternoon lessons. Yours, the Year 6 girl. Look, they've all signed it.
Well, that is a serious problem, girls. But, Bricky, another letter first.
Dear Sam, can you come and repair my desk which recently collapsed under the weight of all the dirty coffee cups which I neglected to return to the staff room to be washed? Please hurry. It's difficult marking books on the floor. Yours, Miss Donald, Year 5 teacher.
Well, Miss Donald, that is unfortunate. Pipes, do you have a letter?
I do. Dear Sam, our classroom sink smells horrible. We're sure this is because our teacher pours sour milk down the plug hole after we've been out all day because she's forgotten to give us a morning break. But we'd like to check anyway. Yours, Mo, Year 2.
Well, Mo, we may be coming to sort out your pongy problem, but let's hear a few more letters before we decide. Sparky?
Dear Sam, I recently got a new swivel chair from my office, but I found it doesn't spin as fast as I like it to. I really enjoy my 10 minutes every hour or so making myself dizzy, but this new chair just doesn't come up to speed. It may need to be oiled. Please help. Yours, Miss Allen, Secretary.
Well, Miss Allen, you do sound desperate. Maybe you'll win. But, Bricky, the next letter first.
Dear Sam, I'd really appreciate it if you could put an extra window in our classroom just near I sit. It's impossible to enjoy good daydream during lessons without a view of the field. I find myself actually paying attention in class, which is ruining my cool image. Please help. Yours, Isla, Year 6.
Oh dear, Isla, that must be terrible for you. Who knows? Maybe we can save your reputation. What does the next letter say, Chippy?
Dear Sam, please, 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 please. Please, 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 will you remove the mirror from the Year 5 boys' toilet?
every time they look in it, they scare themselves half to death, understandably, and are in too much shock to do any work. I've considered making them wear masks, but this would be too impractical. You're my only hope. Yours, Mr. Bachelor, PE Superstar and Wolf Runner.
I understand, Mr. Bachelor. I've seen the Year 5 boys. Pipes, what's next?
Here's a letter from a parent. Dear Sam, my boy tells me there are no coat hooks in the cloakroom. He says the only reason his coat is always covered in filthy footprints is because the only place he can leave is on the floor. If so, is this true? If so, I must insist you put up hooks immediately. However, if this is your lazy little so-and-so telling me lies, please accept my apologies for wasting your time. Yours, Miss Q. Name and address withheld for GDPR purposes.
I recognise that handwriting, and yes, Miss Quigliano, I can assure you, there are adequate coat hanging facilities in your boys' cloakroom, and yes, this is yet another example of lazy little so-and-sos telling you lies. I think we'll ignore that letter, I think. Sparky, what have you got?
Dear Sam, would it be possible to install an electric fence at the bottom of the school field? When I'm on playtime duty, I can't be bothered traipsing all the way down there to stop children squeezing through gaps in the head. I'm not asking for anything too high voltage, just enough to fry their fingertips a little and deter them from ever trying to get out again. Thanks, Babs. Miss Warrington, Deputy Head.
Well, Miss Warrington, that is one of the most unusual requests we've had, but who knows, the viewers may go for it. So, Bricky, let's hear the last letter before we decide who to help.
Dear Sam, please adjust on the timer on the school bell so it rings 15 minutes early on Friday. I've got to get my roots done and Olivia the stylist can only fit me in at 3:30. Serge could do it at 4:15, but I don't think he's good as Olivier and certainly not as handsome. Thanks in anticipation, yours, Miss Higgins, classroom assistant.
And there we have it, viewers. That's all the letters read, and it's time to decide who gets their maintenance request carried out. So, actually, do you know what? Forget that. I think we can fix everyone's problem.
Holy Black and Decker, sir! Are you serious?
You bet I am. Come on, you lot. We've got work to do.
If there's mud on the floor, or your classroom door comes off its hinges once more, or the head teacher's chair needs some urgent repair, who will always be there? But he's a real-life superhero. He looked good in cape and tights. Hey, Mr. Handy, no, you never can be short of any jobs to do. Lots of things depending, everyone's depending on you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. He looked good in cape and tights. Hey, Mr. Handy, no, you never can be short of any job to do. Lots of things need mending, everyone's depending on you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hey, Mr. Handy, no, you never can be short of any job to do. Lots of things need mending, everyone's depending on you. Ooh, ooh.